everyone. How are you all today? Morning, Suzanne. Mum, I can actually see your post this morning, Mum. Daphne, lovely to see you. Kerry, I can't see Kerry's, but I'm sure she's there somewhere. It's obviously doing that funny thing. Alrighty. So, it's actually quite warm here today. Not warm, it's humid. We've got a lot of wind, actually. So, hi, Holly. How are you? Yeah, a lot of wind here today. So, don't know what's going to be happening with that. There's a few clouds, blue sky, bit of mixture today. Alrighty. So, what have we got? The first thing, hi, Roz. How are you? And Marlene, good morning. The first, I wanted to show you some, I put new products because I am going to be using new products, but I was in a rush this morning. So it seems to be a thing some Tuesday mornings to be in a bit of a rush. So the other thing that I wanted to say was I will not be doing a video on Thursday or Friday of this week because I'm working both days and both evenings I have something else that I do. So it's there you are, Kerry. I can see you now. Yeah, I have other things that I have to do on those evenings. So it would just be pushing the times to either being ridiculously late here or ridiculously early. So no videos. I may do one on the weekend. I'll just see how I go. All righty, that is that. Let's go down to the desk because I just wanted to show you. I was having a play last night and I just couldn't resist because I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. And I've put it in here the wrong way around. Of course I have. Let me turn it. Let's look at it this way. So this is the delicate framing dies. And as soon as I saw them, I thought, oh, I want those. And then last night, I had a bit of time. So I sat here and I cut one of each. So look how cute, these little flowers. We've got some leaves. That doesn't fit to that. Sorry, it looks like it's one thing. Then we have this where you could sort of end up doing a circle with that. We've got this one here, which is like corners. So let me see. I just had this out for, it really should be. So you can either pop it, you can't see that, can you? Let me get a colored piece. Let's see what I've got. Here we go. I've got a black one, so that'll work. So look how you can pop that on there, and then you can replicate it on the bottom for lovely corners. Yes, they're lovely, aren't they? Okay, so that gives us gorgeous corners, and even more gorgeous if I took all the little bits out. There we go. There, so that is that. I absolutely love that. You've also got this one, which will also give you corners. But what I'm thinking is you get this long one as well. And I think if you cut it off in the right place, you could end up, and put then that one the other way, you could end up with a border all the way around your card. So I think this too, I think you could just cut it out of the middle of a card, because when you cut it out, that's what you get. You get that. So you imagine if you were to cut it out of the middle of the card for a bit of a decoration or something like that. I'm going to have a bit of a play with it today. So you can probably guess that I haven't actually got a card in mind, but we can work on it together. Another one that you can just pop over like that. And then you've got your little flowers that you can build up. You can put them into some of the areas on here. I think this is one of the best dies that I've come across so far. So the little tiny one here, even that, you know, you've got it, you can pop it on the top of a sentiment or something like that. A giant, this one, yep, you could, I can see where you're going with that, Roz. So you can sort of do it that way and then that way, well, you know, and then you'd have a giant bow. So beautiful. I too would sometimes possibly cut that out and put them in the corners closer in without this centerpiece here, so that you've got the four corners. Okay, you can even put another one right there. Again, doing the mirror thing, if we like to say that, which would then give us an area in the middle here to work on something. I just think they're gorgeous. I really think they are great. It reminds me of years ago when you used to use the gold and silver and coloured peel-offs. Yes, Marlene, absolutely. They'd be fantastic in scrapbooking. Hi, Cheryl. How are you this morning? Good to see you. I can see so much potential for these. So that is hopefully something I'm going to be playing with today. But also, when I first looked at this one, which is the Friendly Foliage dies, I thought, oh, you know, I don't know about those. And I thought, for once, I'm going to go for some things. Hi, Cheryl. Oh, I've said hi to Cheryl. Sorry, I thought someone else had come on. Yeah, so I sort of looked at them and I thought, I wonder. So in here, and because I've put some stuff on here, you've got the inside die, and then you've also got the exterior die. And this, if you put one inside the other, like I've got them there, this is what you get. Let's put that on the black. Look, it's lovely on the pink, but let's just see it on the black. So how gorgeous is that? Like, you can even imagine something like this in the colors that you want to do, of course, you know. And then you can, this inside bit, you can cut it separately, so it will then just give you the, let me see what it does give you. It just gives you like these parts here, so you could do those a different color if you wanted to. I really love it. I really love both of these. This one also gives you some pieces that will fit over the florally bits. It gives you some other leaves in here, and I think again that's another one that could be used a lot. So that was two of my new things, and they were two that usually I would probably have gone, nah, I'll get those if I feel like it at a later time, but I, especially these ones, I really wanted to get those. So if you remember when we used to use the peel off stickers, and we used to have corners and we used to have strips and all that sort of stuff, and this reminds me very much of what we used to be able to do with those. I mean, this one in itself, you could put it that way, and then again, another one the same, mirror image it. Wouldn't that be lovely? A lovely shape to put a sentiment in. Oh, you lost the chat for the start? Oh, that's okay, Mum. I saw you there. Hi, Leslie. How are you today? They are gorgeous, aren't they? I'm over the moon with these. I really am. I can just, yeah. These ones have really got me thinking about, you know, what you can do with them and how they can be used. All these little tiny, you know, you've got these little tiny weeny leaves here. You can pop a flower. I know these are all white, but, you know, you can do so much with them. I think they're really cute. I think too, you know, they're not so flowery and fluffy that you couldn't use them in mail cards as well. I think it would help along that line. But anyway, so now comes, I have no idea what I'm going to do today because I was so enamored with showing you that, and I just want to put it somewhere because I want to stick those on there so I can see it in the future. Let me put it at the back here. So yeah, I'd really like to use these dies today. So I'm not going to use black though. I'd like to use another color. So I'm thinking of something bright, but thinking possibly. Hi Monique, how are you this morning? Good to see you. So I'm thinking of something nice and bright like this, but I'm going to put another color on there. So I'm thinking of probably something like that, or going down to maybe Highland Heather. I think that's not. Where did that come from? I got stuff out of its packet. Yeah, this is Highland Heather. I think that will probably go nice on there. Or do you think we should go for something? Can do that, or we can do that the other way around, because I'm going to use some of these in the corners. I might do something up through the middle. I don't know. I'm just winging it. So do we like those colors together, or do we want to go with, I can't split things up here. What have I got down there? That. I'm just having a look at what colors I've already got cut. I don't want any of those. We could use something with, I like those two colors together. Absolutely, Roz. Absolutely. Yep. You just do it on the cut and emboss machine, Cheryl. They're dies. So you just put them through. They're simple as to use, and they're not hard to take out at all. This morning, it's very early there, is it? I know, stencils. Yeah, even this one you could use as a stencil, couldn't you? When you look at it, you know. So absolutely gorgeous. Love them. All right, colors for this card. What do we think? Go for it, ladies. I could bring in pink. Where's my pink packet? It'll be here somewhere. Nope. Everything but. Oh, here it is. So what have we got in here? Now I've pretty much got what I've got up there. I don't want to use that one. That's too orange. We could use some petunia pop. Oh my goodness, Monique. 1:44 a.m. Wow. Which colors? The ones that I've got down. Blackberry Bliss and Fresh Freesia. Blackberry Bliss with the Fresh Freesia. And did you want that with the that one that I can't remember the name at the moment? Oh my goodness. What's it called? Gorgeous Grape. So blackberry and freesia, we could do that. with that, and then we could possibly put a pink on top. Do you like that? Should we try that and leave the gorgeous grape out altogether? We can do that. Let's do that. I still have to decide what we're going to put on it and how we're going to do it. But what am I going to use for the background? I'd like to have the gorgeous grape up the front so that we can see the big difference. Just the, yes, blackberry, okay. Blackberry Bliss and Freesia. Okay, that's what we'll do. So I'll do the card base out of the Blackberry Bliss. No grape. No, we're not doing grape. Excellent. Let's have a look at what we've got. So who was saying, if you have a look here, I think Roz was saying about using them as, we could sort of use these, couldn't we, as not so much these ones, but if we used the things themselves, you know, you could use that as a stencil. These are just where I cut it out last night. I just cut them all out, which is great. This is Freesia. Okay, that's Freesia. That's grape. So which did you want, the Freesia or did you want the grape? Maybe it is just the camera, yeah. So this is the Freesia and this darker one is the grape. I can use that if you like. We can use the grape instead of the Freesia. So there's the grape. Grape. All right, we'll use the grape. Pop the Freesia away. Okie dokie. All right, so I will do the card base in the Freesia. My goodness, now we've got everybody wanting different stuff. We'll use the grape. I might bring, see that, to me that looks blue on there. Everybody's got different ideas. How about we do one with grape, and if we get a chance, which, because I don't want to, I'm not gonna. Hi Kim, how are you? I'll do it this with this, and then this with the Freesia. That's not Freesia. That one's not. What did I do with that piece of Freesia? Yeah, and that's the Freesia. I have to admit that the colors do look very different on the screen to what I'm actually seeing in front of me. So one with Freesia, one with grape. Let's do it. So I'm just going to cut my normal size card, which is 5 3/4 by 8. We'll get 2 out if it's the last thing we do. Okay, by 8. And tomorrow I'm hoping to bring you a fun fold, which will be nice. And we're still doing our little, the Freesia looks very purple on camera, does that? Yeah. And what does the grape look to you? This is the grape. What does it look like, Cheryl? So I'm going to use the grape on this one, 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. So that will fit on there, and we will just see a bit. Let me cut this one also while I'm at it. Should have done that the other way, but never mind. So there's the two. That looks dark purple. Yes, Monique, most days. The only reason I'm not live on Thursday and Friday of this week is that I have to go to work. So, and that would mean doing them late in the afternoon, and I'm not really wanting to do that. So, that's the freesia. So we've got the two. We're going to make 2 cards, so we're not going to. Well, everybody will get a say as to what we're going to do. All right. So now what we want to do is choose, because I really want to. I really want to put some of these on here. So this one's the freesia, just letting you know. So I can cut. I thought about doing going back to the, you know, I never ever have any blackberry bliss left over. I always use it all. So I'm thinking of going back to the blackberry bliss and cutting. What was the light pinkish color that you had earlier? This one here. I think this is pretty in pink. Okay, so, you know, there's 3 colors there that we can use. So for the start, we'll use the freesia. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut corners out of here. So I'm going to cut 2 of these so that I've got 2 lots of corners. That was close. I nearly knocked the coffee off the table. Right, so there's one. I'll get the bits and pieces out afterwards. And my plate is so warped at the moment. I'm going to have to get another base plate, I think, before too much longer. I've been doing a lot of die cutting, so that's possibly the reason. Okay, so hi Sue. Ah, well there you go. I don't actually. Is it freesia or Highland Heather? What is it I've got? It might be. Oh. I know that I've got one or the other. That's petunia pop. I'm not sure what I've done with it now. Here we go. No, it's Highland Heather. Sorry, not freesia. This one. Right. Let me pull this out. What we are going to watch with these, have to watch is when we put the glue on them. So anyone who has got the full paper, you know, for putting them on, it may work for that, with that. I have some, I haven't used it, so maybe it's something I might need to play with. So there's our first one. Very intricate, very delicate. Pop it on there. And then we've got this one. Popping the bits out probably takes the longest, and I don't have the brush, but what I do have is this. And it works well too. This is a shh, because it's not. It's just a nail brush. And there we go. So I thought maybe, oh, here we go, she says, and there's still more in there. That one doesn't want to come out. He's going down, but not coming out. There we go. So we can do something like that. What do we think? Looks great already. Yes, go to bed now, Monique. Sleep well. Yes, we're a bit behind here in Queensland, aren't we, Sue? That's all right. So you keep forgetting. Not easy to, not hard to do. I mean, quite often I've wanted to phone something or somebody in New South Wales, and I've waited until 9 o'clock here, and then realised I could have done it at 8 o'clock here. So, so yeah. All right. So I'm looking at that to start with. Now, what I would like to do, I don't think I want to put everything on one. So I'm just looking at that as the start, and maybe let's just have a look at, where's those other bits that I cut? Of course, can't find them, can I? I was actually wondering about putting this in the center and just seeing what we get. So I can either cut it out of that center piece that we have there, which might be a plan. So cut this out of the middle. What do we think? You're even more behind. All right, so what I want to do now is I'm going to take these two off. I'm going to turn this over. You can see I've already done the placement. I did it earlier for when I did that other piece. I just wanted to cut it out then to show you all. Now that is still going to fit there. That is still going to fit there. And let's go. Let's see what we get. I mean, this is obviously going to be very straightforward. A very simple style, but I think for what we want today, it's going to be perfect. So let's take this out of here. Let's go back. Oh, of course, that's what happens, isn't it? Well, I didn't think of that bit, did I? We may have to put another color because otherwise now we've got these on here. Maybe I should cut those. There's the bow tie. Look at that. There's the big bow. How awesome is that? Now this one, I can sit there, but I forgot about the fact that it cuts it like that. What I should have done, I can lift it, and we've still, oh, that's an idea. I could lift it. Okay, done deal. I'm going to put the, see the bow? We have to use that bow like that at some stage. Imagine it in red as a big Christmas bow. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to put this on here like this. And then I'm going to lift this up so that we've got the darker behind it. Sorry, bow, you're going for now. And then we're going to put this just around the edges like so. Pop this up in the middle. We can cut some extra colors for that if we want to, which I think we probably will. And I believe that happens with this inside part here. So just let me get rid of all the bits and pieces. This is the one thing that it does have. It does have lots of pieces to pop out. So if you're not the sort of person that has the patience to pop them out, find someone who does. My friend Susie, she loves doing this. Absolutely loves it. Just sit for hours doing it. I'm just wondering what, oops. What that's going to give me if I just cut that out. That's actually going to give me some bits there. So how about I just grab a piece of, this is all trial and error, people. We're learning together. Let's go with a piece of green. I want to do a light green because I want it to stand out. And we'll just see how this looks. We don't have to use it if we don't like it. Okay, so it's basically given us the same thing, but we could cut out, so let me have a look. You can see it's cut it out like that. That would actually have been what I should have done on the front there, so that we didn't actually cut the piece out. See, we're learning. All right, so where are my little scissors? Who knows? Yeah. What I could do here if I wanted to was just snip and snip. What I'm trying to do is put some green greenery in there. So we could do something like, is that where it went? Yeah, see, that's where it goes, but no, I don't like that at all. We'll just go with the purple. We'll just go with what we had there, like that. Like I said, this is a play, so we can see what we get. I'll tell you what would look nice, though, would be if we put a piece of vellum under there or something. Let's have a little look. Where's your vellum, Lorraine? Yeah, let's put the vellum under there where it won't sort of, and then you could put that up. It would give a slightly different color. We might look at that. All right, let's do that. So I'm going to pop the vellum under here. You just think it will look good popped up? Yep. Yep. I'm just going to pop this. I've got a thicker end. Pop this piece of vellum behind, which will give us a slightly different. What do we think? If I put that behind there, it gives us that slightly different view there with that over the top. Or shall we leave it with just the Blackberry Bliss? We'll leave it with the Blackberry Bliss this time. That's what we planned, so that's what we'll do. All right, let's go. That's the right side, so we'll use this side. So I'm just going to this is going to go onto the card very quickly because normally I put it onto a second layer. So let's see how we go. So that's that piece. And then this one we're going to pop up. These we're going to place either side like that. So let me get this mat out and can't find anything today. I can't say that I've had it out because I don't know that I have. I just want my little brush thing. Okay, go back to basics. And get this. All right. Glue. My desk is a bit of a mess, actually. So we're going to put some glue onto the back of these. I'm just using the sponge, honey, because I can't find. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. That's all right. We'll use the sponge today. And I'm going to put one up there like that. Oh, I just loved that idea with the bow. I really did. That's going to be awesome. I'll pop a bit more glue on this piece. And put this piece down here. Looks quite cute already, doesn't it? Move that out of the way. Now, this I'm going to pop up. So I'm going to use small dimensionals to pop that up. Probably stick some bigger ones on here, but just work with the small ones for now. I'm really happy I got these two because I wasn't going to be able to get everything, obviously. None of us can. Well, most of us can't. And so when I'm choosing stuff, it's sort of trying to get stuff that I know that I can get the most use out of, really. Okay, I'm hoping that'll be enough. I might just put a couple of half ones on those corners. I don't know how you can have something in your hand one moment and then it's totally missing the next and you haven't even done anything. All right. Let's just put, I just wanted a couple up around these edge pieces up around here. So I've just cut these in half and some of them are bigger than half. So I'll need to go careful. This side is the, well, that side's the half, the smaller. Can you have a smaller half? Let's pop another one on there. Let's see if that will do it. I think it will. And take these off. Then we've got to think of some decoration. Sold you on those dies? Awesome. Thank you. All right. This part would probably look nice in a different color, but we're going to use what we've got today. So I'm just going to pop that up back in its space so you can see that it's slightly lifted. All right, so now we're going to put some decoration on it. We've got to work out what we're going to do. And because I'm using this, I think I would like to use some of the other parts from this set. So, or one of these sets. So I'm going to go back to this one. Let me put this inside here. Oh. Sort that out later. I'm going to go back into here and I'm going to grab out some of these little flowers because I think they're just gorgeous. So there's those and there's those. And just maybe. So I'm going to introduce some green, obviously, or some other color in here for the flowers. So how about I introduce this pink or the darker, or we go something completely different to do the flowers. Let me have a look, see what could we do. Purple. If we have a look at the color wheel, we put purple. Purple, green, and brown will go together. That's on the triadic. Let me put the monochromatic. Let's do the complementary. Go the other way. We could do Berry Burst, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia with the Blackberry Bliss. Does anybody else use that color wheel? You love it? All right. Color wheels come in really handy when you're not quite sure what you can put with something. And this is saying, you know, like we can do the pinks. I'm thinking if we do, I think I'd like to go bright pink and then use maybe something like, I need to get my, that's too close, I think. So I think we need to just cut out some pink. We'll cut out some pink. We'll cut out some cut out a bit of yellow maybe for the little ones. We can put these in together. Pink, yellow. Can I get those in together? Should be able to. And let's do those two first. So I think we need to brighten that up just a tad. Some little yellow ones. Oh. There's our little pink ones. Oh, how cute. And then we'll do a little bit of green. What have we got in here? This really is a good way to use up some of your odd bits and pieces. Let's go with maybe the bright green. Pop that on there. Let's have a look at what we've got, shall we? So I think this, I'm not sure which green this is. It's not Summer Splash, it's the other one. So what I sort of wanted to do was put something maybe like that, and then we can pop those inside there and just have just a tiny little thing of flowers. Put maybe 3 there. Got glue up my thumbnail now. Just say something like that. Maybe on a corner. I think I've got that upside down, to be honest. I know, doesn't really matter. Maybe like that. Do you think there? Do you think that works there? What do you think? Just to give it that bit of brightness. Spruce, shaded spruce. That's the one. I'll pop those on there and we'll see. Got a little spare one left, but you know what? That's fine. I could possibly do another piece of green. What do we think? Let's have a look. We got shaded spruce. Is that no? I bet I haven't got another piece of that now. Yep, that's peacock. Well, there you go. All right, I might just do one in peacock and see what we can do, because otherwise I've got to cut a sheet. Slightly different colour. Actually, I like Pretty Peacock. It's one of my favourites. We can have the two going through there, and then we can have just that there. I think that's enough for that. Looks pretty. You like it there? Okay. So here we go. We're going to pop those two, just put those two together there, like that. So I might just stick them down. Those bits at the end there are weird. I wonder if you're supposed to maybe pop flowers on the ends. Well, maybe you are, but not today. Purple's your favourite, yeah. You know what, I'm thinking that's probably why these stick up like that, is because they're supposed to have the flowers on the end, but that's okay. We can pretend they're not, or I can cut that out. Let me cut that away with the most enormous scissors in the world. There we go. No flower needed. And we can do it with a flower another day. All right, those two first. Let's pop them down. Let's grab this. And this. Gee, that glue went dry. You can tell summer's coming, can't you? Okay, so we're going to have one like that coming out there. We'll put the other one on. Trying not to get the glue on the front side. Trying to find the areas that I haven't used. And then that one. There we go. So those two are on. Now we're going to do these. Pop these little tiddly flowers inside the others. Got glue on my fingers. All right. Tiniest. There we go. Offset them like so. I think I've lost a little yellow one somewhere. I know there's one up there. Tiny bit of glue. Another yellow. My goodness, that's enough there for about 60. Take some of that off. And we have that. All right. I'm thinking I might even just turn them over and put a glue dot, not a glue dot, a dimensional in the middle of each one. Look, there's me saying we were going to get 2 cards made. We're not, are we? Because by the time I've done an insert and we've done some decoration, My goodness. So I want to pop these down here. Just sort of like that. What do we think? I think that looks okay. You made 6 boxes. I saw Suzanne made boxes yesterday. I couldn't. Oh, there's the other little flower. I mean, you could pop that on if we wanted to, but I don't think we need it at the moment. So that can go in the box of things to wait for. All right, that's the outside. So we could put a sentiment anywhere we wanted to, but I really feel that it's going to spoil it if we put something else on there. You think it looks beautiful? Okay, I'm going to put an insert in, and I better use. And I will try to make another one so that you can see what it's like with other colours. Just depends what time I get today. I'm going to just cut. I'm going to use the Highland Heather, and I'm going to cut an insert. Which will be 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Put that out of the way. I wonder if I should try that. I don't want those, just bear with me, people, bear with me. This is just so that, bye Roz, see you later. See you, Susie. Just want to try this because we spoke about it, so let's give it a go. Let's see how it goes. Now I don't want to rub it because these pieces are quite delicate. But all I'm doing is, this is gorgeous, great that I'm doing here because I wanted something that little bit darker, and this is for the insert. Okay, yes, it can be done. That one looks a bit messy, I must admit. Let me see if I can get back on there. Where did I have it there? It wasn't straight, that's why. But yeah, that's the sort of thing we could do if we stuck it on there, got it straight, and what have you. So we won't use that side, of course. Or you could do it with that as well. Let's give it a go with that. Because that one you could actually rub it over. I don't know why I'm not sticking it down. It would go outside of it, of course. Well, you get something like that. We're not going to use that side, obviously. We're just going to turn it over. But yeah, there we go, using it as a stencil. Okay. I'm just going to pop this in the middle. I won't put a greeting in it today. because I'm not sure what I would use this one for yet. But there we go. This one possibly even lends itself to a bow. But what do you think? Do we like that? Let's put some glittery bits on it. We can use You like it as a stencil, Kim? Yeah, I think you'd have to be careful with it because, like I said, trying to keep it within the, I mean, like that, even like that, using that one done with the darker bits, it looks nice. There's so much I think you can do with this. Like I said, I chose carefully, and I'm glad I chose what I did choose. I'm just trying to see what we've got here. I'm thinking something quite plain. So if Sue's still on here, let me take these out because obviously we could just go, we could go with the, we could go with those. Or of course we could just go with the plain, the rhinestones. Okay, so what do we want to do? We've got the purpley pinks and the lighter purple and the darker purple on this one. They're the flat like ones. We've got the rhinestones, which we all know. This is the frosted iridescent dots. These are rather pretty, and there's the purpley one in there. Or we've got druzy. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's have a vote. First one up is what gets it today, I mean. Sue's rhinestones, yeah. I actually love rhinestones. I really do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's have a quick look and see what everybody's wanting. Sue's not going to say anything, are you, Sue? So we've got a little bit of wink on the flowers. A little bit showing up. I haven't done any refilling of it yet. I think they look cute. Actually, I've got an idea. Tanya said 3. That's exactly it, Holly. You stole my thunder. Well, I'm going to put the rhinestones in the center of the flowers. How awesome is that? And then I'm going to, what number did you say? 3. Yep. And then I'll put some purple ones around. I think that will, I've got to use the tiny ones for the center of the flowers. I love these. They're so cute. They're so cute. There we go. That gives us that bit of sparkle down there. And then I was just going to pop a couple of these around as well. So got 3. I'll put 2 of these on. 2 with the purple. And I'm sort of thinking 1 here, 1 here. Let's do maybe 1 up here. And then maybe another down. Maybe down there. Do you think that's enough? So it gives us 5. We've got the 2 purples, and then we've got the rhinestones in the middle there. True. They go with everything. They do absolutely go with everything. And you chose 2, which was the rhinestones, wasn't it, Sue? Sue, yes. I'm sure I said Oh, sorry, you're not talking to me? No, you might not. I was going to say, I'm sure I said thank you, Sue, for the card. Okay, so that's what we've got. That's our card. I haven't done much on the inside, but this is just sort of showing off these new die cuts and what, we can do. This is very basic. Very, very basic. There's so much more we can do with these. Okay, so I'm going to be having a play and I'll let you know what I come up with as well. Because like I said, I won't be doing a live on Thursday and Friday because no retirement those 2 days. Thank you, Cheryl. That's lovely. I can just think of so much more that we can do, but I wanted us to do this one together today, so all good. Now let me pop back up to the top. Haven't heard from much from my mother this morning. Yeah, I think there's been a few cards going around just lately, Tanya, and it's sort of like, yeah. Okay, Cheryl, see you again soon. Look forward to catching up with you again. All righty, that's me for today. I will be back on again tomorrow morning. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Is it Wednesday tomorrow? Yes, it is Wednesday tomorrow. I'll be back on tomorrow at 9:30, and I'm hoping to actually do a fun fold for you, but we'll just see how we go. Until then, take care of everyone. Take care of themselves. Take care of yours, and be very, very careful out there on the roads and what have you. That's it from me. I will see you all tomorrow, and thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, I would love it if you could subscribe, press the notification bell, share if you feel like you'd like to. So